Hello everyone and welcome back to my F1 2021 career mode. And as you can see, we've got some sponsors to renew. Oh, it's a tough job being a team owner. Oh god, here's Carmen. Hi twat face. Oh, charming. This car is rubbish. Dan put the development back half a season in the last round. You need to sack him and get someone cheaper so we can have more money for the car. Oh, here's Dan. He says, well, Carmen, maybe we should get rid of you, you blonde bimbo. All you do is push the other cars out of the way to get up to the front. You have the driving skill of a Terry's chocolate orange. Oh, God. I feel another restraining order is coming on, lads. I feel another restraining order is coming on. Anyway, let's just quietly renew our sponsors, shall we? So we have done that, and we've now applied them to our car. And as you can see, they look absolutely fantastic. We have a new sponsor, Highland. Yes, Highland. Bit of Scottish appeal there for all my viewers. Yeah, a little bit of Scottish appeal. Anyway, as you can see in the vehicle performance comparison chart, we're right down there again. We're right down there at the bottom. Yes, chasing Williams, but we're not quite there yet. So our car just really hasn't got much performance in it at the moment. And now we've got to do some media training for Dan Tickton. Well, I think he could do with some, but are we going to accept this or are we going to decline it? You know what? I think it's time I put my boss's hat on and stopped all this shenanigans. I think we're going to decline this. Yes, or shall we accept? I don't know. I can't decide. No, we're going to decline it. We're going to decline it. Yes, that's it. Bloody media training. Get out of it. Anyway, it's time to move on to the next Grand Prix, which is Belgium, and the practice has been completed. More fantastic resource points for Carmen Jorda and Dan Tickton. Yes, almost 1,000, and we've got some more development boosts that have been applied. I still don't know what this means. Does anyone know what any of this means? I don't know. No idea at all. No idea whatsoever. Anyway, we will move on now. So it's time now to move on to qualifying. Unfortunately, we have a fuel system fault.
We've got a situation at the moment. Seems like something's off with the fuel injection system. We're looking into it, but we're going to be out of action for a few minutes.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Well, that means, of course, that we're only going to have time to put in 2 runs at the gorgeous Spa Frankie Champ circuit. So out Carmen Jorda goes now for her first run. Only 10 minutes left off quali, so she's got to really move her very pert derriere as she's about to complete her first qualifying run. Let's see where she's going to end up as she's about to cross the line, and it's going to be 15th place at the moment. 15th place behind her teammate Dan Tickton, who's in 13th place. Anyway, we accelerate forward now. This is almost the end of qualifying. Don't forget, of course, because she had that problem at the start of quali. And oh god, she's in last, lads. She's in last place. Can she get higher than Nikita Marzi spin as she crosses the line? No, she bloody well can't. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So let's have a look at the final scores on the doors then. Lulu got pole position, and as we scroll down, you can see that Dan Tickton got 20th, and Carmen Jorda finished in the awesomeness of 22nd position. Yes, that's last, lads. Yes, last.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo and Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Tsunoda and Sebastian Vettel, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Mick Schumacher, Tigtum, Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, Mazepin and Cox. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Okay, so it's time once again for the 5 lights to go out on the F1 2021 career mode. Carmen Jordan starting right from the back of the grid, and we say go, 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 and it's away she goes. Wow, great start off the line, and she already dives down the inside of Nikita Mazepin's spin. She's got Dan Tickton directly in front of her. She goes to the first turn, and oh my goodness, it's a fantastic dive from the Carmen Jordan herself. And oh, a little bit of Tokyo drifting on the exit there, but she gets around the first turn, and she's already up into 8th position now. 8th position from last place on the grid. There's another fantastic performance from Mrs. Jordan as she now climbs up the hill through Radion into Eau Rouge now. And look at this, look at this. She's only 1 second behind Daniel Ricciardo, the Honey Badger, and chasing like crazy as she has to brake very, very hard into this very, very sort of tight right-hander. Does she get through? Yes, she does. And Carlos Sainz is fighting like crazy now with Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo's got past Carlos Sainz, and so he's dropped out of 7th place now. So that's the car now in front of Carmen Jordan on still the first lap of this Grand Prix at the beautiful Spa Frankie Champs circuit in Belgium. Yes, Belgium, home of the Belgians. Yes, as everyone always says, there's only one thing wrong with Belgium, and that's the fact that it's full of Belgians. Yes, apart from that, it's a beautiful place, absolutely beautiful. That's it. No half-price holiday to Belgium for the Hookster from now on. So still the first lap and still chasing like crazy. The car in front, it's Carlos Sainz, but he seems to be pulling out a little bit of gap, which of course he would do because he's in a Ferrari. Yes, a Ferrari, and we're stuck here with the Hookster Racing Virgin car, which just hasn't got the performance or outright speed at the moment. Yes, it just hasn't got any of those things, and of course we're at Spa, which requires a lot of speed. Engine power, low downforce is what you need for Spa, and this car's got none of those things. No, none of those things. Anyway, we're about to complete lap 1 of the Grand Prix, and she's already 4 seconds behind Carlos Sainz. Wowzers me trousers, as she crosses the line to start the next lap. I just can't believe it, but yes, 4 seconds already. She's behind Carlos Sainz after just, of course, it is a very long lap at Spa, but anyway, we accelerate forward out to lap 5. Yes, lap 5's in 9th position for Carmen Jordan now. Sebastian Vettel is in front of her, and she's got Esteban Ocon directly behind. In fact, both of the Alpines are chasing like crazy against Carmen Jordan. Let's see if one of them manages to get past. And she's going to brake very, very hard once again into this right-hander. And one of them's trying to sneak round the outside of Mrs. Jordan, but she has him covered off. Wowzers me trousers. Is that Fernando Alonso? It might have... No, I think it was Ocon, actually. Yes, it was Esteban Ocon. And now it's time for us to come in for our pit stop, as Carmen Jordan is still in 9th position as we accelerate forward out to lap 6. And she's under real pressure now from Esteban Ocon. Look at this. She's trying to block him off, though. Whoa, wowzers. He's still there off to the left-hand side. Look, and he gets past. And so does Fernando Alonso as well. But Carmen Jordan sneaks down the inside of both of them. Wowzers, and gets the place back. So holds on now to 9th position. But how much longer can she hold on anyway? We accelerate forward now to lap 7. It's time for her to come in for a pit stop. A little bit late for Carmen Jordan, has to be said. Oh no, I don't believe it. Once again, she's thrown Dan Ticktum underneath the bus because he's coming in exactly the same time, so he's got to rack and stack. This is absolutely disastrous for our team. It really is disastrous. We just can't keep having this happen. And anyway, so she comes in, Dan Ticktum, look at him, look, he's revving like furiously behind Carmen Jordan there, trying to get into the pit, saying, get out of the bloody way. He's probably doing a Kimi Raikkonen right now, going blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Carmen Jordan rejoins in 16th position behind Mick Schumacher as we're about to climb up the hill once again. I think she's going to get past though, because she's very, very close to the back end gearbox of Mick Schumacher, so she's going to get into the slipstream. He's got DRS, but we've got DRS as well, so she sidles past Mick Schumacher. And now Fernando. No, she's going to make a move on Fernando. Yes, she does. Can she gather it together on the exit, though? Yes, she can. Only just, though. Only just. But she holds on to this 14th position on lap 8 as we accelerate forward now. Still on lap 8. She's still got Alonso. Oh, no. Alonso's gone round. Fernando Alonso has gone round. Spain has completely fallen to Carmen Jordan. even though she is Spanish. Let's have a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. So here is Fernando Alonso trying to get past Mrs. Jordan, and there's inevitable contact, and around he goes. Oh, there's contact there with one of the Williams as well, I do believe. I think that was Nicholas Latifi. Is he okay? Has he died? Oh, no, he's okay. He's okay. The car is moving again. Thank goodness for that. Fernando Alonso is okay. So we accelerate forward now to lap 10. Just one more lap to go in this Grand Prix. It looks like once again Carmen Jordan is not going to score any World Championship points, but 14th is still a pretty decent finish, has to be said, where this car is at the moment. She's got Lance Stroll now behind her, and of course the Aston Martin just shy of half a second as we now go down the hill for the very last time in this Grand Prix at Spa. We now go up the hill, through up into Ladion, don't forget, get it right Dave, get it right, now through Eau Rouge, now, oh my goodness, look at Lance Stroll, he's trying desperately to get past Carmen Jordan. Carmen's going to the inside, and look at this, she tried to squeeze him out there, but he did manage to get past, but I think Carmen Jordan's going for a move down the inside as she get through. Yellow flags come out, and in fact I think he's dropped that down a bit. Yes, Lance Stroll's lost a few positions there. He hasn't actually spun out, he's okay still in the race, but anyway, Lewis Hamilton has now won the Grand Prix on lap 11 out of 11, so it looks like he is going to get some more huge points to his tally, and Carmen Jordan is going to finish ahead of her teammate Dan. Well, she would do, wouldn't she, because of that pit stop? Yes, no other reason. I think Dan would have had to measure her for the day, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. She crosses the line in 14th. Dan Tickton finishes in 15th place. Well done, Carmy J. Well done indeed. More points for Lewis, no points for us. And Pierre Gasly, oh mon dieu, Pierre, mon dieu, gets more points. And there's Toto Wolff, the Terminator. Yes. And there is Lewis Hamilton, there is Lulu, and there's Max Verstappen, who finished great in the Red Bull. And there's there's Benjamin Daly, F1 YouTuber, or should I say part-time F1 YouTuber, full-time mechanic at Mercedes, of course. Yes, don't forget that. So let's go on to the podium now and see all the drivers. There they are. There's Lulu on the top step, Maxi Boy and Valtteri Bottas finished in third position. So he holds up the trophy. It's another trophy for Lewis Hamilton. Fantastic. And it's time to spray the champagne over everyone. Well done, lads. Well done indeed. Okay then, it's time to go to the points situation now and see where we are after that round. Well, of course, Carmen Jordan will still be in the same position because she scored no points. Yes, but she did get 14th place ahead of her teammate Dan Tickton. So in the standings now, you can see that Carmen Jordan is still in 14th place with those 7 World Championship points. Lewis Hamilton is now up into the lead with 174 World Championship points. Valtteri Bottas has dropped down to second, and Dan Tickton, Mr. Loser himself, still hasn't scored a single solitary World Championship point, and we're 8th in the Constructors. So it's time to move on to the next Grand Prix, which is going to be the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, fantastic. What a load of old cobblers. Anyway, still second from bottom in the performance comparison chart at the moment. Despite constantly bolting on new parts of the car, we just don't seem to be improving for some unknown reason. Anyway, practice has been completed at Zandvoort, and we've got some more resource points, 1283 in fact. Fantastic. And some more development boosts have been applied. Yes, have been applied, and I still have no idea what any of this shit means. No idea at all. So, out we go once again for qualifying. Now, where do you think Carmen Jordan's going to finish in the standings, lads? Where do you think? Is it going to be last again, or maybe second from last? We will find out as she crosses the line for her first qualifying run. At the moment, it's 4th place, but 1.8 seconds behind the leader. Anyway, a little bit later qualifying, you can see Carmen Jordan's down to 20th place, but that's not last. That's not last at the moment. Oh, it's 20. Now it is last. Now it's last. She's behind Nikita Marzi spin, everyone. She's behind Nikita Marzi spin, and in fact her delta time is way down as well, so she's got no chance of actually improving on her time. Okay, so it's time for the last run. She's slightly up on the deltas. Is she gonna beat Nikita Marzi spin at the line? And the answer, no, it's not. I think she's got one more run though. So here she goes then. Yes, last attempt to try and beat Nikita Marty spin. And she's doing very well. Her delta time is in fact almost 3/4 of a second up. So she's looking good, looking good. A little bit wide on the exit there, but she managed to gather it together as she now comes around this very, very sweeping right-hander at Zandvoort. So let's see if she can indeed beat Nikita Marty spin and get up into this coveted 21st position as she's about to cross it. Oh, she's lost a little bit of delta time, but she does it. Yes, she does it. 21st position for Carmi J. Fantastic. So at the end of that, right, she finished last. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6 mile lap. And watch out for cars making use of the DRS zone into turn 1 to try and overtake. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Lewis Hamilton and Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly, Vettel, Raikkonen, Esteban Ocon and Giovinazzi, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher and George Russell, Tigtum, Latifi, Mazepin and Cox. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, here we go then. From 22nd on the grid, it's time for the 5 lights to go out, and we say go, 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 and it's away she goes for Carmen Jordan. Once again, another great start off the line. Dan Ticton currently off to the left-hand side as we go into the first turn. We've got Latifi directly in front as well, and Carmen Jordan does another dive down the inside of a huge amount of cars, already up into 13th position. Now chasing Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman himself. She gets a warning for a collision with Fernando Alonso, but she doesn't worry about that. But Fernando Alonso is not having any of her shit today, and he's off into the inside line, as you can see from Carmen Jordan. She's given him the space though. She is definitely giving him the space, but she's still holding on to this 13th place and chasing that Iceman, Kimi Raikkonen, who's chasing Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin at the moment. And Fernando Alonso's having another bite of the Carmen Jordan cherry, as you can see, trying to get past, but she's still holding on. Of course, we're almost at the end of this first lap. It's a very, very short lap, of course, at Zandvoort, as you can see, and we're about to finish it. We're about to finish it for 18 laps in this Grand Prix, as Fernando Alonso once again is trying to sneak down the inside of Mrs. Jordan, but she manages once again to hold on beautifully, like she always does, because she's a beautiful lady. She really is beautiful lady, yes. And hopefully that restraining order will be coming off pretty soon, yes, pretty soon. So here we go then, round the final turn to complete lap 1 of the Grand Prix. Carmen Jordan in 13th place, Kimi Raikkonen ahead, 1 second ahead already after the first lap. Fernando Alonso is behind with Esteban Ocon as well, just behind him as we start lap 2, and we accelerate forward out to lap 8 because nothing else has really happened. So on to lap 8, and Fernando Alonso is still the car behind. He's still got memories of the last race, of course, when in fact Carmen Jordan sort of spun him out, so he's got to be very, very careful this time it doesn't happen again. So he's sort of holding station behind Carmen Jordan, just looking for any opportunity he can to try and get past as we accelerate forward out to lap 8. Just finishing off lap 8. I think some cars have come in. Yes, they have, as you can see, and there's a car coming out now. Who is it? Oh my goodness, it's Charles Leclerc. Oh my goodness. Now is Carmen Jordan going to take the opportunity while he's still got the hard on? Got hard tyres on. Yes, got hard tyres. Well, actually, no, he hasn't got hard tyres. He's actually got the medium tyre. So, in fact, he's got a semi. Yes. Oh God, let's continue, Carmen Jordan still chasing Charles Leclerc, and look at this, Pierre Gasly just wafts straight past Mrs. Jordan, and she's lost the position, so she's down now to 13th place. I don't think she's even made her pit stop yet, so this is not looking good once again as we accelerate forward now to lap 9, and so in comes Carmen Jordan for her pit stop. I think she's going to drop right the way down to last place at the end of this. So this is definitely not looking good for Mrs. Jordan. So the lads changed from the soft tyre onto the yellow sidewall, which is the harder tyre. And I think Dan Tickton came in as well. But luckily, no hold for Dan Tickton because he's a little bit behind Carmen Jordan there. So that was good. That was good strategical planning from the pit mechanics there. Yes, well done, everyone. Well done indeed. So Carmen Jordan still in 16th place. We accelerate forward now to lap 10. Still holding on to 16th place, but more cars have come in for their pit stops. So she's going to make it back into 13th place. Unlucky for Sam and unlucky for Carmen Jordan, has to be said, on lap 11 at the moment. As we accelerate forward now to lap 13. Just going past the pits again. Still holding on to 13th place, but she's now 23 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. Yes, 23 seconds, so no chance of getting any higher in the placings, I don't think, before the end of this Grand Prix. We're already on lap 14, just a few more laps to go as we accelerate forward out to lap 16. So Carmen Jordan's now 19 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda, and Esteban Ocon's managed to close up the gap. He's just shy of half a second behind Mrs. Jordan now on lap 17, just 2 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, can Ocon close up the gap? He's getting very, very close to the back of Carmen Jordan now, as we're going to accelerate forward now to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes has won the race, and Ocon is still looking very, very tasty behind Carmen Jordan, trying to get past, but I think she's going to have him. I think she's going to have him covered off. She's only got this turn and the next one, and then that will be the end of the Grand Prix. So it looks like Carmen Jordan is going to cross the line in the Hookster Racing Virgin car in 13th position, but once again, don't forget, ahead of her teammate Dan Tickton. All important in Grand Prix racing to finish ahead of your teammate, and she crosses the line in 13th place. Well done, woo woo! Well done, Carmi J. Well done indeed. Yes. And she gets driver of the day as well. Oh dear, that's going to upset Dan Tickton, isn't it? That is really going to upset the apple cart. Anyway, once again, there is Toto Wolff, the Terminator. He's well happy with that. Well happy with that. Valtteri Bottas this time has won the Grand Prix for Mercedes. Yes, so there you go. There's Benjamin bloody Daly again. Again. Twice in one video. That's not on. That's not on. No, not on at all. Let's go up to the podium now and watch the drivers celebrate on the podium. If it loads from Codemasters. There it is. Fantastic. So there you go then. Valtteri Bottas, first place. Lewis Hamilton, second position as he holds up his trophy high. Well done, Valtteri. Well done indeed. It's time for the champagne now to go over everyone. Fantastic. Go on, get it in all the crowd's eyes. They don't care. No, they don't care. They don't care a monkeys. They love it. Absolutely love it. And there's Lulu with a rare smile on his face. So, after that round, you can see that Carmen Jordan finished in 13th place. Dan Tickton finished in 20th position in the end. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So let's go to the final scores on the doors then and see exactly where we are. Of course, Carmen Jordan's sort of doing pretty well, it has to be said, in the Hookster Racing version. Pretty well at the moment. So the standings now, Carmen Jordan is now in 14th place with those 7 World Championship points. Valtteri Bottas were in the lead with 195, just ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Sergio Perez in the Red Bulls in 3rd. Maxi Boy Verstappen is in 4th. Lando Norris in 5th. Look at all the cars together. And Daniel Ricciardo's in 6th with Charles Leclerc in 7th. And of course his teammate in 8th. So there you go. And Dan Tickton, the loser once again, hasn't scored a single solitary World Championship point. Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. Well, we'll see what happens in the next round. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. You have been awesome, as always. And yes, of course, there will, of course, I said that too many times, be more later.